everybody. The videos that I have made on this channel have been mostly surrounded by book content, writing content, and it kind of lacks a little bit of personality, or I feel like I haven't been portraying my personality, my true personality through these videos. I think definitely as I've gotten more comfortable on camera, it has gotten a little bit more authentic to me, and I'm able to talk to the camera just a little bit more comfortably, like as if I was talking to a friend. So I think that's the plus side, but I still feel like I'm lacking the personal connection to this channel. I think because, I don't know, I feel like the book community can sometimes to me feel very one-dimensional. Like there's a certain way you have to be in order to be conceived by book talk and booktube and whatnot. That's just how I feel. I think maybe that's just the pressure I'm putting on myself. But I wanted to make a video and kind of get a little bit more personal, show more things about myself that I feel like it would be nice for people to know, and yeah, just to dig a little deeper past my love for writing and my love for books. One thing I also wanted to touch on was how important mental health is to me, and mental health is important to like everybody, but I feel like I've always wanted to be a big advocate for speaking up about mental health, and it's such a daunting subject to me to talk about publicly, so I think that's why I haven't been really delving into it, but it is very, very important to me and it means a lot to me, and it also links into how I got into books. So around 2019 is when I was going through a lot of changes at home, and I think I always was depressed even from a young age, and I think it just really ramped up around 2018-2019. That was when I was in like 8th, 9th grade, so I was going through a lot of changes and I wasn't able to be living at home, so I kind of lost that sense of safety, security, home, and then I guess just also like sense of personality. Like I didn't, you know, like when you're that young, you still don't really know who you are and you're still figuring out what you like, and I mean, I feel like at that point, like I didn't really know who I was. I wasn't comfortable by myself, so that really threw me into the deep. So I really did turn to books, and even though it wasn't during these years, it wasn't like really prevalent where I was just like really big into books, but I was reading books here and there. I decided I'd rather read books while I eat my lunch than talk to the people sitting around me. That's when I kind of knew that I wasn't really socially comfortable with the people my age and just the people around me, I guess. Yeah, it wasn't until I went through a really, really rough patch. This is 2019, 2020 at this point. Yeah, 2018 to 2020 was really, really rough, and then 2020 to 2022 was also really rough, but that was more of my recovery kind of. So in 2019 to 2020, or 2018 to 2020, I went through a really rough time, and I don't know what, I think I somehow found a booktube video. I don't know who it was. It might have been Books with Zoe, or I know I didn't find Chloe Bunny now, but her booktube channel used to be Books with Chloe. I don't think I found her videos until a little bit later on. I think, who else did I watch? Oh, her name is Sasha. I forgot what her YouTube name is because I know she hasn't really been active on booktube. I think from last time I checked it was like a Booktopia or something. I think I found a few of her videos, but I think what was really the biggest one was, I feel like there's someone else I'm missing besides Books with Chloe. It was Read by Zoe's videos that I really got into and really interested, or like piqued my interest in books, and I was like, oh my god, like they seem like they're having an awesome time. And I think I always did like reading books, but it was just, you know, like in school they'll force you to read books and you don't want to read them because usually most of the time they're pretty dense. So reading like the books that I found appealing to me definitely helped a lot. I didn't really read that much growing up besides of the required books, and I actually thought reading was like a punishment. It was not a good introduction to reading. But after I saw a few of those videos, I really got hooked, and I've always been like a thriller lover. I love thriller books, thriller movies, and a little bit of mystery to them as well. So I read a couple thriller books. One of them was The Cellar. I don't know the author, like Lisa something. I read that book and I went into a wormhole. I absolutely love that book. I don't know if I were to like love it as much if I read it now, but I remember it at the time being really like mind-blowing, and like it was really good. Another book I remember reading at around like 2019 was The Good Girl. By Katie something, I don't remember, but like Ellie, I'm not sure, but I'll probably put a picture of these books somewhere here. But I really enjoyed that one. That one was also really mind-blowing to me because the ending, I don't know, that ending was still really crazy. So yeah, I actually didn't really delve into fantasy until a little later. Oh my god, who got me? See, this is something else that like I really struggle with is memory. Those years of when I was like really struggling, I don't really remember unless someone points out like a very specific memory. Sometimes my brain can dig it up, but usually it's all really muddled. I don't really remember a lot of it. And I think that was just my brain trying to get through it and somehow survive, because I honestly don't know how I got through all of those years of school. Yeah, so like memory is something I really struggle with. So I'm trying to remember, but someone's video really inspired me to read Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. And I knew the Mortal Instruments series just because, like, I don't know, kids my age were talking about it. I would see it in the library, but I never really picked it up. And to this day, I never read the Mortal Instruments, and I don't know if I will. But I definitely read The Dark Artifices. I actually have them here with me. Here's the first one. This is my darling, my child. I have the paperback versions right now because my hardbacks are kind of displayed, so I don't really want to take them down. But this is the first... This is the first fantasy book I ever read that ever really got a really deep grip on me. And this book and this series in general and these characters, they hold such a big part of my heart and of my mental health journey. And I got through these books within like a month. I honestly don't know. Like, I really was just sucked in. I really didn't do anything but read. And I remember finishing this book and being like, I need more. And these books are thicky. This book was not enough for me. So much happens in this book. I still haven't reread this book, but I have reread the first two. But this one, if you know what happens, especially in the beginning of this book, that is really the reason why that I don't really find myself wanting to reread it, because it's just a lot. Emotionally, it's a lot. But I do want to reread this because holy moly, is it a great book and a great series. Actually got a tattoo, which also means a lot to me. Got a rune. So yeah, I think this series was definitely the book that really like threw me into BookTube. If TikTok was out during that time, I wasn't on it. So it really was just BookTube, and I loved going to the bookstore and just hanging out at the cafes there and just reading for hours. And that was when I had a lot of free time because I wasn't in in-person school. I was bouncing around like online schools and trying to figure out that part. So I actually don't know what I read after these books. Oh, I definitely read Six of Crows. I think I read a lot of more of the like the classic reads now, which is crazy because there's so many new fantasy books, so many romantasy books that are out here, and yeah, I just don't see all these good books being talked about anymore. I read Six of Crows, Dance of Thieves, An Ember in the Ashes. I only got through the first one. I'm like scanning my bookshelves. I read Cinder and Scarlet. Oh, well, most of the time I was reading through Dark Artifices and the Infernal Devices, and when it came out, what is that one called? Chain of Gold. I don't know what the Chain of Gold trilogy is called as a whole. Oh my god, I'm a fraud. Anyway, so I was really into those books. Fantasy. Give me a fantasy and I would read it. That's literally all I did. So that really was a really big part of my recovery, I feel like. It just gave me an escape, and when I was feeling very lonely or I wasn't open to connecting with people, I would turn to books and they would make me feel so much more comfortable and comforted and not as alone, and like they could understand me when I can't really talk to them. But I hold those characters very dear to my heart, and even though those times were really rough, I still look back on them in more of a positive light, I think, which I didn't know was possible. But maybe it's because I'm just not remembering all the really brutal parts. But something that has always been a part of me is I grew up playing lots of video games. Not as early as I think a lot of other people, but the first video game I remember playing, well, I guess if you count like the DS and the Game Boy, that's video games. So I played a lot of DS games and the Game Boy games too. Oh, the Wii. Oh my god, so many games on there. The Xbox 360. Yeah, we were really fortunate to have all of those video games. But when it came to PC games, the first one was Minecraft when it first came out. I remember it was free. I think it was free. Now you gotta pay like $20-some. Yeah, I really got into Minecraft. Me and my sister, we would play together and we would play for hours every day. And we didn't have 2 monitors, but we had 2 separate computers. How does that make sense? I don't know. but I actually hooked up my computer to the TV, so I would use the whole TV screen as my monitor. I was sitting there looking up at the TV and God, my neck, I don't know, but I was too addicted. I don't care. So it was Minecraft. Someone introduced to me League of Legends, so I got my sister into that too, so we were really into that. It's a very nostalgic game. I'm not into it now anymore, unfortunately. And then after that, oh, I got into Counter-Strike, got into CSGO. That was like my first FPS game, first person shooter game ever. I was really bad, but it was really fun. It was really fun. I enjoyed playing with friends, but then that got really toxic too. Not just with like the random people, when I say people I mean the men, the random men on there that would bully a little child. I mean, yeah, besides them, sometimes my friends would get kind of toxic too, so I kind of just didn't want to play that anymore. It didn't make me feel good, and I didn't have fun anymore. So I stopped playing CS, and then somewhere around there I took a break from playing games. Not like necessarily like intentionally took a break, but I just happened to just like lose interest in the games, I think because I was also going through a hard time too. At some point I picked up Overwatch when it first came out. That was a really great time. And then I also played a little bit of Apex, but I played that. And then it wasn't until 2022 that I really started playing Valorant, and Valorant came out 2 years prior to that, so I was like kind of late to the game. But I started playing that game, and that was like the first game that I actually remember really enjoying and actively wanting to get better and improve. So that like really drove me to like really want to play the game, and I really did have a lot of fun time playing when I first started. Yeah, that was 3 years ago now. And I still play the game, but just not as intensely as I did. I will say the Valorant community can be really freaky, really weird, really creepy, and really just like messed up. I've had something said to me that like my mother would go absolutely insane if she heard the things that these men were telling me. So yeah, that just comes with anything in this world, honestly, at this point, unfortunately. So yeah, other than that, yeah, so I don't really play. But yeah, I still like playing games. Other than Valorant, I'll play Marvel Rivals. Oh, The Sims I would play. Sims 3. Back when that was real popular, and Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Baldur's Gate. I've been playing it a little too much. The mods are insane, and it really just expands on the game itself, and the game already is like insanely detailed, expansive, open world, so many possibilities and options. That game is just awesome, and so I love that game, and it's the game that I've been really focused on these days. So yeah, that's like the gaming part. I feel like I haven't really been in the vlogs. I've kind of just secluded it around only what I'm reading or if I'm writing. And then that makes the vlog very like boring in my opinion. Like when I'm editing it back, sometimes it's like silly, but sometimes I'm like, it's missing something. It's missing more of me in it. Because realistically, I'm not reading all the time anymore, unfortunately, but that's only because I just opened up my time to all these different hobbies, and actually started school recently for the spring quarter. First time being back at school ever since I dropped out in high school in junior year. So yeah, that was a lot. That's also something I could go into, but I feel like this video is already long as it is. I don't know, I just wanted to get a little bit more vulnerable, just a little bit more personal, because this is something that I really do care about. I do care about this channel. And even though sometimes I'll lose motivation, either because I don't want to look at myself or because I'm not feeling confident, if I feel like the things that I'm doing in my life is not consumable as content creation, yeah, I just want to get over all of that and do it anyway, because I'm a yapper. I mean, I love talking. I love talking especially about books and about games and about life. I'm always in my head. I'm always thinking. I'll have the most random thoughts in my head. It's just, I have a lot to share. I have a lot to give. There's obviously a lot more to me. I thought this was just like a good little starter. And also, I edited a vlog recently and I absolutely did not like it, so I scrapped it. And that was like a week and a half worth of footage. So I was like, I'm not gonna have posted in like a month, so I should film something so I can post it and edit it. And this is also something I've been wanting to do. I want to do a little bit more of like sit down videos rather than just only purely vlogs. So yeah, I hope that this video could bring you entertainment or comfort, or you'll related to it in some other way. I can talk more about like school and stuff if anybody is interested. And yeah, I mean, I have a lot to give in my videos, and I didn't want to put myself in a box where I can only talk about what I'm reading or if I'm writing. So I love movies, I love shows, I love all of these different fantasy stories told in different mediums, so I have a lot to talk about. But yes, I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening and sitting with me as I truly hope everybody's doing okay. Things do get better. Let me tell you, girl, things do get better. I will see you in my next video, whether it's another sit down video or if it's a vlog, but I'll see you then. And until then, take care, everybody. Have a great day or night, wherever you are.